What is up, Miami boys? Over here, get over here, over here, yeah. Over on me. There you go. Focus. Shout outs to All Day for my new cameraman. Uh, Still working out the bugs. But it goes, you know, off of hand movements as well as head movements, so over here and over here and over here and there we go. So as long as I don't move my hands, we're pretty good. So shouts out to the Commish for that. Weren't expecting this. I bet you weren't expecting this video, but I told you I was going to get to it or whatever. Been pretty busy with work. Thank God for that, because I do remember the times that was very slow, and with the economy being the way it is, might as well get it now while it's there to get. So, yeah, there's that. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. We're here to analyze our draft. And being that we have, what is it now? Tuesday, we have, I think, 1 to 2 more days of OTAs. I figure I'd make it now because we will start to ramp back up next month in July. So 2 days of OTAs left, for those that you are unaware. 2 days of OTAs left. Then you set them free for a couple weeks. Hopefully they don't get in. Hopefully no more players get in trouble. And you set them free until July, middle to end of July. Then it's full sprint, full on go until September. Then September the season starts, and then we go from there. So hopefully you're enjoying your hiatus, you're enjoying your break. Hopefully all of you guys are good, your families are good. Again, like I said, I know I have been MIA. I've been on the back of a milk carton or whatever. If you guys hear some noise in the background, they are working on my balcony. But in full transparency, just to give you guys just an update on why the hiatus and everything. Dealt with a lot of personal stuff, you know, and I don't mind sharing it because I am a transparent former commish, now co-commish. And I know that some of you were wondering what happened to the videos and stuff like that. Just wanted you guys to know that had some personal issues. Dealt with a little bit of which I found out later. Dealt with a little bit of depression. I know that both the Georges, George with a G and George with a J, thought that I was like gambling my life away, but it really wasn't that. I really was dealing with some personal stuff, you know, with some losses that I don't think that I addressed personally, but then it just like came back to me, which I found out later, and was dealing with that and was drinking a lot. I have since stopped for, I would say, about a year and a half now. Going to meetings and stuff like that, which you guys didn't know, but now you know. Was really that's where a lot of my money was going. Was really like just I was drinking to like function. You know, drinking to go to sleep, drinking to function, like, you know, like, it was pretty bad. I'm a lot better now, or whatever. I've since, like, dealt with it after, like, you know, going to some meetings for the over the past year and stuff like that, which is why I wasn't doing a lot of the videos, because the meetings were early on Sunday, like Sunday between, like, 9 and 10 or whatever. So had to deal with some stuff like that. And then after that, after getting better and dealing with that, then my parents decided after 41 years they wanted to get divorced. You know, again, full transparency. I don't mind telling you guys. I've known you guys long enough that I'm not embarrassed by this or whatever. Where my parents, after 41 years, decided to get a divorce. And, excuse me, my father, my parents had a joint bank account. My father emptied said bank account. And my father dipped to God knows where and left my mom with nothing. So I, majority of me, help here and there from my siblings or whatever. I had to look out for my mom and take care of my mom because he left my mom with like all the bills and stuff like that. So not only did I have to take care of my household, I was taking care of my mom as well. Again, to both the Georges, kudos with your help during that time as well. This isn't a sob story. I don't want this to be sad or anything like that, but I just wanted to be fully transparent. The divorce is over. My mom won in the end, or whatever. My dad is going to have to pay back all that money, and they have to sell the house, and they'll split that, and they'll both go their separate ways. I just want, still love my mom, still love my father, even though he's a bastard, but I just want them, they're old. I just want them both to whatever time they have left to be happy or whatever. So that's over. So in all fairness, having said that, I am 100% fully back. I'm better. Had a few health scares, but I'm clear from that as well. Thank God. I don't know who you pray to, but thank God for that, because that was a very scary situation. And I'll say this before we start the video. We are getting older, guys. We are getting older, and I would advise you guys, get your checkups, check everything, especially us males. We're like pig-headed, we're strong-headed. Get yourself checked. Check your heart. Check your lungs, check your colon, do all that stuff or whatever, and just make sure that you're all right, and that's coming from me, because I care about you guys. Much love to you guys or whatever. So I'm good health, knock on wood. Everything's good at this point, and I would say let's go ahead and let us start the vid. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Are we focused? All right, focused in. Let's see here. Let's pull up the draft page. Let's get a little music going. All right, our 5-round draft was a little while ago. And if you're new here, which you're not, you know how I do things. I'm going to talk about and give my takes on your picks, and excluding myself. As we know, I don't judge myself or whatever, even though I will pat myself on the back, because when I seem to be out of it, I'm never out of it. I always get back into the draft. We're always trying to make the team better. We're always trying to trade. We came up short in the playoffs last year, and we came up short in the championship the year before that. So started from the bottom, now we're here, and we just will focus on crossing the finish line this year. Oh, sorry about that. Just saw some news with Antetokounmpo, but it was bullshit. All right, getting back to it. But like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. We started from the bottom, now we're here, and we're trying to cross that finish line this year. And that's all I'll say about me. Now getting into the picks. First round pick 1. Oh, I'm sorry. At the end of all this, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Back on me. Back on me. Back on me. Um, back on me. Back on me. This way. This way. There we go. I will give a grade at the end of this overall on how I think all of your picks are and the grade for your team. So just want to throw that in. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. All right. First round pick 1, Cheesehead, Fernando Mendoza. Really, really shocked by this because I thought that Goff and Jordan Love on your team would be what you would go with. I'm very shocked that it wasn't Jeremiah Love with this pick. Again, with Aaron Jones, with Chris Rodriguez, with Ramondre Stevenson, and with Derrick Henry, I really thought you would go running back. Derrick Henry's aging. Ramondre Stevenson splits time. Chris Rodriguez, who's now on the Jacksonville Jaguars, is going to split time in some capacity with Bishal Tootin. Aaron Jones, I'm surprised he's not released yet. I really thought you would go running back, but I guess quarterback we built for the future. So you wanted to get, I guess, feel like Goff, is slowing down or something like that, and wanted to go with Mendoza. But I hear you, but I felt like the pick there was running back, especially with a very heavy quarterback draft in 27. Next up, Canes Gang. Canes Gang did the obvious. No surprise here. Jeremiah Love, especially for a guy who actually needed running back. I would say this right now. Also, Canes Gang, go ahead and let me just double check before I sound stupid here. Let's see here. Let's see if these play. Let's see here. Yes, they are. All right. So Jeremiah Love is the pick. Please, for the love of God and all things that are normal, go ahead and release Nick Chubb and release Dameon Pierce. Please, for the love of starving children in Africa, release Dameon Pierce and release Nick Chubb. Let's just get it done with and over with. But way to add a good running back to the stable and Jeremiah Love. Very high pick, very high expectations. Do I think that he'll strive the first year? It's going to be hard to tell. I mean, they did spend the 3rd overall pick on him, which he is going to play a lot. But what do you do with James Conner? What do you do with Tyler Algier? I think that he'll get a bulk of the carries and he'll be the feature back in the offense. But I believe that either Conner or Algier will steal touchdowns from him. Moving on, first round pick 3, Mervin, Carnell Tate. Was there ever any doubt? Everybody and their mother knew that Mervin wasn't going to take running back or any other position but wide receiver. Takes one of the best wide receivers on the board in the first round. You wouldn't have been wrong if you'd went Tate, Tyson, around there. So Lemon, which we'll talk about in the second round, but takes Tate off the board. Another wide receiver in his stable, because we all know that Mervin lives and dies by the wide receiver position. Carnell Tate, what will he do in Tennessee? He will take over the number 1 receiver spot in Tennessee. Now, will he live up to the expectations? That is yet to be seen. But Mervin has enough receivers on his team that if he does not live up to expectations, I think that he'll be fine. Next up, I drafted Jadarian Price. I needed running back. That's what I did. Next up, goggles. Mike Washington. Mike Washington, 6'2", 228, ran a 4.340 at the combine. Gets drafted behind to be the second string behind Ashton Genty. For the life of me, and not talking crap about goggles, but I've seen it in multiple drafts. For the life of me, I don't know what it is. I don't know if everybody's thinking that the new coach of Las Vegas, being that he came from Seattle, and everybody saw what he did with Zach Charbonnet and with Kenneth Walker, that he's going to do that same thing in Las Vegas. And I think that that's what people are banking on, because Goggles is not the only person that I've seen draft Mike Washington. I've seen other people and other people that I watch on YouTube and stuff draft Mike Washington as well, and not as a handcuff to Genty. So I was kind of perplexed by this pick. I still am. But hey, Goggles makes the playoffs every year. Maybe he knows something I don't know. So I don't understand the Mike Washington pick, but if Ashton Genty somehow gets hurt, then you got gold in your hands. So moving on, I drafted Jordan Tyson. I got that pick from Sean. If he can stay healthy, let's see what he can do. I felt like he went to a good spot in New Orleans, with Tyler Shuck and Jawan Johnson and Chris Olave. I'm very excited to see what that offense does, and that's why I also traded for Shuck or whatever. Let's see what New Orleans does. But Etienne also, or Achane, or I'm not calling Travis Etienne Travis Achane. There's only one Achane, and that's Devon Achane. So I'm going to call Travis Etienne, and that's it. All right. Next up, first round pick 7. I drafted Jeremy Bernard. They got 2 tall receivers in Pittsburgh. Pittman is 6'3". DK Metcalf is 6'3", 6'4". Somebody's got to play the slot. Aaron Rodgers last year. Let's throw some gum at the wall and see if it sticks. I think Bernard, who reminds me of Anquan Bolden. Let's see if I can throw something at the wall and make it stick. Pittsburgh hasn't had Pittsburgh is my second team as opposed to the Dolphins, who are my first team. They haven't had a slot in some time, a decent sized slot at that. I don't count Calvin Austin, those people like that. Let's see what happens with him. I think he will have a decent year, not outbreaking, but let's see if him and Aaron Rodgers can work something in the middle. So that's why I took him there. Receiver help is always needed, and this is not a heavy running back draft. Mikey, Carson Beck. At this point, Mikey, at this point, champ, you are the champion. Let me give that respect. Kudos to that. Kudos to becoming a Fed, just like Cheesehead or whatever. Hope everything is going well with the family and the move. Let's see what happens this year. You're going to have to defend your belt, champ, because I'm coming for it. Carson Beck. Now, I don't think Jacoby Brissett is going to hold out, but, I mean, with the draft the way it is, I felt like there were better picks, and there were picks that you could have made as opposed to this pick and maybe come back and gotten Beck later, but you are the champ, and you're kind of unorthodox with your picks. So I feel like he's in a good situation in Arizona. There's receivers out there. There's Wilson, Marvin Harrison. You got Jordan Love. If he ends up starting one day, you're going to look like a genius. But right now, you just got to roll with good old Daniel Jones and Drake May and good old Lamar Jackson. But I guess he's somebody to take on your bench, but I felt like he would have been there. Next up, Cheesehead took Kenyon Sadiq. So, needed some help at tight end. I love the pick with Gunnar Helm. I think Isaiah Likely for you will also do better with the Giants. So having a tight end that I think that will get a lot of targets, especially with the Jets playing from behind all the time. I think that Kenyon Sadiq was a great pick at the 2-1 for you, especially when you need a tight end. Next up, with my pick, the 2-2 that I got from Kane's gang, I took Chris Bell. Chris Bell is hurt. He's a project. I took him because I think the Dolphins wide receiver room is open. And hopefully one day he will start and he will be that dominant receiver like he was in college. I saw him versus the Hurricanes, and that's all I needed to see. And I saw him a couple games after that. Very, very dominant in college. Let's see if it transfers over to the NFL. Mekhi Lemon from Irvin. Was there ever any questions if he was going to draft a wide receiver? No, he's going to draft another wide receiver because he wants to get younger at wide receiver, and Mervin drafts wide receivers. I think, was it a year ago? I think I saw Mervin draft what was it at Danny's draft at the Miami at the fake Miami Boys League draft. I think it was at Danny's house. I think Mervin drafted 5 or 6 receivers. So not a shock to me. Maybe a shock to you guys, but not a shock to me. Takes Mekhi Lemon. Now, as we're reading this, it's June 9th. A.J. Brown is with the Patriots. So now Mekhi Lemon is going to run the slot. With a new offensive coordinator, let's see if Jalen Hurts switches up how he's been passing the ball. He didn't pass it to A.J. Brown, you know. Let's see if he passes it to Mekhi Lemon. He's never had a really true slot, you know. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. So, I mean, Devontae Smith is always, I mean, he ran out of the slot and Dallas Goedert runs out of the slot. So getting a true slot and then Devontae Smith going to number 1. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm intrigued to see how Philadelphia does with that offense now that A.J. Brown is gone. So 2 top wide receivers from Mervin. Again, not surprised. Let's see how they work out. George with his first pick in the 2-4, he gets Casey Concepcion. Like the pick, I like where he went to Cleveland because Jerry Jeudy wasn't getting it done in the slot. But the only thing about Concepcion, and again, reading this now and doing this video late now on June 9th, he has the dropsies. If he can control the dropsies, he becomes a viable weapon for Cleveland. And they lost the offensive lineman today. He retired, Joe Biatoni, which is going to hurt them and hurt their run game. So that wasn't good. But if Casey Concepcion can get his shit together and stop with the drops, hell of a weapon for Cleveland and for Shador or Mr. Massage or whoever's throwing the pill to these guys or whatever. Next up, goggles. Nick Singleton in Tennessee, drafted for the future because he's not going to play this year, but maybe next year. You know, I mean, we'll see, but we will see. Let me see here. But yeah, Tony Pollard's still there. He's in his last year of his contract. You know, so I don't know. I think he'll get some run, but not this year, but next year or whatever. Sean, with his first pick, takes Eli Stowers in Philly. They signed Dallas Goedert back to a 1-year deal. I think that this is his last year in Philly. I think Stowers is the best, even more than Sadiq. He's the best pass catching tight end in this draft. And again, don't know how the Philly offense will look, but I think that hold on a second. I think that because my mouth is dry because it's been so long since I've done this. But I think that Stowers will start next year after Dallas Goedert is gone. And us being tight end premium, good pick for you. Especially losing Trey McBride. You got Younger at tight end again. All day drafts Jonah Coleman. With pick 7 in the 7th round. At this point, you might as well trade me for RJ Harvey because I don't know what Denver's doing over there. That backfield is just musical chairs after musical chairs after musical chairs, and it's RJ Harvey. It's it's Jonah Coleman. You know, I mean, I don't know who's gonna start. I mean, J.K. Dobbins, Jaleel McLaughlin. Look at all their running backs. R.J. Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, Jaleel McLaughlin, Tyler Batty's still there? Jesus Christ. Jonah Coleman. Just do me a favor, take R.J. Harvey off my hands. And then that way, we all know that it's going to be inevitable. Once J.K. Dobbins gets hurt, you'll have R.J. Harvey and you'll have Jonah Coleman. So you're not losing anything. Right, Bane? You know? Of course. Just do it. Just, you know. But anyway, getting back to the real. Had a good year in Washington, but truthfully, I just don't trust the system in Denver or whatever. Mikey, Omar Cooper, love the pick. You had a wide receiver to your team. Terry McLaurin's getting old. Now you have Nico Collins. You have Wilson. You have Sutton. I think Omar Cooper is going to be a good addition as the number 2 in New York. And good for your team. Denzel Boston, Cheesehead, I love this pick. I think he immediately starts in Cleveland with KC Concepcion struggles. I think that Mr. Massage or Shador will be looking for someone that they can trust since they can't trust Jerry Jeudy. And as of the time that I'm making this video, they cannot trust KC Concepcion. But the film that I have seen on Boston has been amazing. And you actually... I feel like did a hell of a job in this pick. I love this pick. If I wasn't such a homer taking Chris Bell, I probably would have took this pick. But it is what it is. Next up, Kane's gang. Emmett Johnson. Even though you don't own K9 and he just signed a new contract, I heard that this guy Johnson is tearing up OTAs, but that's neither here nor there. We'll see if I don't think the Chiefs will implore a committee, but they have been talking highly about Emmett Johnson. It could just be coach speak. They say that he looks like LaShawn McCoy, but how many times have we heard somebody looks like somebody? So it's a pickup. It's a running back for the future. Right now, you don't need running back. But hey, you know, like the pick. Merv, Ty Simpson, why not, right? Matthew Stafford's got a year or 2 left or whatever. You know, I understand the pick, especially with you losing Kirk Cousins, you know, but it's a stash and it's for the future. So kudos on that. Again, don't have too much to say about him because he won't be playing for 2 to 3 years, I think. Zachariah Branch by All Day. 3rd round pick 4. Love the pick. He immediately goes into the slot. But the only problem I have with it is you have Drake London. Can't start 2 Falcons. So you're going to have to make a trade. Go ahead and send me London, and then you can see what Branch does in the slot. I think Branch will be better than Darnell Mooney was in the slot for Atlanta. It just depends on which quarterback will be thrown into him, Tua or Michael Penix. Goggles, Kevin Coleman for Miami. Again, this is a good pick because he is going to start in the slot. And Miami, the wide receiver room is open right now. So you can't lose there. It's a pick for the future, but it's a wait and see. Let's see what he does this year or whatever. I feel that same way about Bell, so I don't fault you there for drafting Coleman. Sean Drew Aller, being a Pittsburgh homer that he is, I knew that this would happen. He took Drew Aller, and now it kind of looks good because he's relied on Jalen Hurts and. Let's see here. You also, speaking of that, go ahead and release Gardner Minshew. Go ahead and release Sam Howell. You did get Malik Willis. Go ahead and release Jalen Browning. Hurts and Joshua Allen. I like this pick for the fact that now, again, at the time of making this video, we now know that this is Aaron Rodgers last year, so Drew Aller will battle it out for the starting quarterback next year. So if he does start, you have a viable 3-4 quarterbacks with your addition of Malik Willis. So you went from just relying on Joshua Allen and Jalen Hurts to now. I didn't know Drew Aller was that tall either. So let's see if it works out. It's a pick for the future. So let's see if it works out. I do like the pick though. Again, like I said, Pittsburgh is my second team, so I follow what they do, So let's see if Drew Aller works out for you. Antonio Williams, next up for all day. I love this pick. There's no receivers in Washington. Somebody's got to catch the ball. With Debo leaving and Terry McLaurin being there, I couldn't tell you who their second receiver is. I know they got Chiggy Okonkwo. They're banking on a good year from him, but Antonio Williams has the opportunity to make something out of nothing and actually start from day one. So at the 3-7, I love this pick, but let's see what he does with his opportunity. Max Clare for Mikey. I don't know if you even know who Max Clare is, but I mean, let's see if he even, the only problem I have with this pick, Max Clare has some talent, I saw him in Ohio State. He's very productive at Ohio State. But the thing about it is that LA has so many tight ends. It's like, when is he gonna play? They got Terrence Ferguson. They just have a crap. They have like 3 or 4 tight ends. This is definitely a pick for the future. I don't see him playing anywhere anytime soon because they have so many tight ends. Malachi Fields for Cheesehead. Cheesehead's killing it right now. Love this pick. He's gonna start. He's gonna start day one. Even though they signed Odell at the time of making this, they signed Odell, Juju, Malik Neighbors ain't coming back no time soon. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We all know that he had a second surgery, and he's nowhere near close to coming back. So Fields will start with Beckham and somebody. But at 6'4", he's gonna have his opportunity. Let's see what he makes of it. I haven't heard anything from him as far as Cam, but let's see. Kaytron Allen. We all know that Chris Rodriguez is gone. Kane's gang drafts Kaytron Allen, and in Washington, Jeremy McNichols is still there. We know that they signed. Didn't they sign, whatchamacallit? They got Bill. They signed Jerome Ford and Rashad White. Yes. So it's an uphill battle, but I know that this is a pick for the future. Let's see what happens. If you've held on to Dameon Pierce that long, let's see how long you hold on to Kaytron Allen. Because I can't figure out the Washington running back room. So we're going to see, I guess, how that goes. But, again, a pick for the future. Merv, again, wide receivers, Chris Brazel. It's T-Mac, you know, it's Chris Brazel. I heard he's been having some good OTAs. I mean, Jalen Coker's the slot. Maybe he starts as number 2 for Merv, but I mean, there's only, I know we have a shit ton of flex spots, Merv, but you can only start so many wide receivers. Just wanted to add that in real quick. George, Skylar Bell, same. Who do you throw to in Buffalo? You have Kincaid. You're not going to start Kincaid and Skylar Bell. You know, they have DJ Moore there. You know, that wide receiver room, I mean, if he can separate himself, I heard he's not having a great OTAs. But Shakir, Mecole Hardman, Jesus, Joshua Palmer, Skylar Bell. I mean, who does Josh Allen throw to? If he's not throwing to Kincaid, you think he's really going to throw to Skylar Bell? I guess this is a pick for the future. Because I think the ball's going to Shakir. I think it's going to Kincaid. And I think it's going to DJ Moore. But you have enough receivers where you can sit this guy on your taxi. So I'm not worried about it. Kate Klubnik, very interesting goggles. I think that there's going to be a point in time this year where the Jets were so bad that this guy actually gets some playing time. I think after that 7th or 8th loss, I feel he's going to get some playing time, and they're going to see what they have because they're going to want to know what to do in the first round. If Klubnik ends up being good and they get the first round pick, then what do? Do they go Jeremiah Smith, or do they trade it or something else? You know, or who knows? Who knows what they do? But I believe that Cade Klubnik gets some playing time before and ends up starting for the Jets for the second half of the year. That's what I feel. But, you know, that's just my opinion on that. But with Baker Mayfield, Mr. Massage, Richardson, Rattler, Penix, you're going to need some quarterback help there in the future, my friend, because, you know, your quarterbacks aren't looking very good. But you will have the opportunity to do that hopefully next year in the heaviest quarterback draft in a very, very long time. All right. Damon Claiborne, running back, Minnesota. I feel like Aaron Jones is going to get released. So why not? At this point, ran a very good 40 at the combine. You know, had a good combine. Let's see what happens. I mean, I feel like, again, at the time of this recording, Aaron Jones is still on the team. Jordan Mason does get hurt. So, you know, it's a taxi squad player at this point. Let's see what happens. All right, moving on. Jacoby Lane. Very good size at 6'4". Went to a team that needs wide receivers, especially big wide receivers. But heard that his OTAs aren't going too well. Heard that Elijah Surratt is the one that is going off at OTAs. And speaking of Elijah Surratt, Money Mike takes Elijah Surratt. So Elijah Surratt is looking like he's going to be a starter there, Mike. So you get another wide receiver. So you started off shaky with Carson Beck, but, you know, the Omar Cooper, Elijah Surratt are very good picks in my opinion. Garrett Nussmeier, KC, Cheesehead, this is just for the future because we all know that he's not going to start right now. Justin Fields is the backup. He would probably be the third string. But let's see. It's funny why I don't know why a lot of teams passed on this guy. He was pretty good at LSU, but obviously not good enough to like get drafted early. Got drafted very, very, very late. So, I mean, let's see what happens. But this is for the future, not gonna get drafted anytime soon. Ted Hurst for Canes Gang. Ted Hurst, I think, will start. I love this pick. I think that and to get him in the 5th round, I think Ted Hurst will start day 1 for Tampa Bay in the Mike Evans slot role, outside role. Ibuka will be the slot, or Chris Evans will be the slot, and Ibuka will be the number 2, but Ted Hurst starts right away. Don't know how much volume he'll see, but like the pick. Merv, of course, again, throwing gum at the wall, see if it sticks. Deshaun Stribling out of Mississippi. Don't know when he will play, if he will play, but I guess you just wanted to add another wide receiver to the mix. All day, pick 4 of the 5th round takes Kalen Black. Love what this guy did at Indiana. If McCaffrey goes down, I think that he starts immediately over Isaac Granardo or Guendero or whatever his name is. I think that Black starts immediately. So, don't know why Sean didn't draft this handcuff for McCaffrey, but good job on your end all day. Xavier Thomas for Chicago. This is an interesting pick. It could go either way. Either he could boom or he could bust because the wide receiver room is open in Chicago, especially with DJ Moore and his catches being gone. I think it opens it up for Xavier Thomas to carve out a place in the offense like Luther Burden did. Oldemir Zacchaeus is gone, as well. So there are targets there for him to get. How productive he'll be, we'll have to see in that offense. Deion Burks, I drafted Deion Burks because who are they going to throw to in Indianapolis, Tyler Warren's there. We know he's going to get a bulk of the catches. Alec Pierce and Josh Downs are there. Burks might do something. Might do a little something. Let's see. But that was a basically throw it at the wall, see if it sticks pick. So, next up, all day drafts Caleb Douglas. Again, look back at what I said about Coleman, about Bell. The Miami wide receiver room is open. And let's see what Douglas can do. I have been very impressed by him and what I've seen on his tape as far as practicing in the OTAs, as far as practicing on his own. He's 6'3". I think he has more speed than a lot of people give him credit for. And I think we will get a chance to look at these wide receivers for the Dolphins and see what they can do because the Dolphins, they are going to be behind a lot of games. They're projected to be second, I think, as far as most losses in the NFL, behind the Arizona Cardinals. So we will see what they'll do. And last pick of the 5th round, Michael Trigg for Dallas. I don't know who to be completely honest and 100% transparent like I have been in the beginning of this video. Don't know who he is. Jason Ferguson's there for the long run. This is a guy that'll probably be on your taxi squad for a long time. I guess you just wanted to finish out the draft and draft anybody at this point. So there you have it. So there you have my review. Went through all 5 rounds. Now let's go ahead, each team excluding myself, and let's give the grades. Cheesehead, Mendoza, Sadiq, Boston, Fields, and Nussmeier. Minus Nussmeier, you get 1, 2, 3. You get 4 starters. A. No, matter of fact, A+. Cheesehead. Hopefully, this draft. No, you know what? Let's take that A+ away. Let's go with A. Because you did need running back more than you did quarterback. But for what you drafted, you got 4 starters. I think Mendoza will start week 6. Strong A. Almost this much away from an A+. But you didn't draft in the position of need for running back. You do need running back. So I give you an A, which would have been an A+. Um, hopefully these picks help you out and help get you out of the bottom. I like it when I think the Miami Boys Dynasty League is better when Cheesehead is competitive. You know. Hope all is well with you and the family. Give Puffy my condolences for that sex tape coming out and him being literally, you know, no wonder he was a control freak and all that, you know. Yeah. Anywho, Canes gang. Jordan Love, Johnson for KC, Katron Allen, and Ted Hurst. You get Love and Hurst who are going to start. Johnson and Allen are projects. I go ahead and I give you a B- on that. Because we don't know what's going to happen with Love. I think that he will play decent. But if there wasn't so many running backs in Arizona, I think I'd probably give you a B+. But again, do us a favor, release Nick Chubb, release Dameon Pierce. Thank you very much. Mervin, Tate starter, Lemon starter, Simpson project, Brazil looks like he's going to start at the number 2, and Stribling I don't think we'll see the field anytime soon. I'll give you a B because Tate and Lemon I think are going to have an impact. So I'll go ahead and give you a B for that. Goggles, Washington, Singleton, Coleman, Klubnik, Thomas. Thomas, again, like I said, will get some playing time. Klubnik, I feel, will start sometime in the second half of the season. Coleman, it remains to be seen if he'll start. Nothing promised. Singleton won't start. Washington won't start. So for the fact that most of these are projects, I go ahead and I give you a D on your draft. You got no starters out of it. But you go to the playoffs every year, so I guess you feel like you did what was best. Sean didn't have that many draft picks because he traded them all the way to me. Stowers to get Stowers and to get Aller, who will fight for a starting position next year. Stowers, I feel like will start next year. I'll go ahead and give you a C- for the 2 picks that you had. All Day, who was all over the board, who had the most picks in this draft. Casey Concepcion, Zachariah Branch. Concepcion will start. Zachariah Branch will start. Bell will not start, I don't feel. Black, should anything happen to McCaffrey, I feel like will start. To get Antonio Williams, who I feel like will start. Jonah Coleman, I'm not even. But you do have J.K. Dobbins, so, you know, I'll give you that. Jacoby Lane I don't think will start. I think he will play, but he won't start. And Douglas, who I think will be better than advertised. I go ahead and I give you a A- for your draft. I give you an A- for your draft because, again, you got to have some rookies here who are question marks. But for the amount of starters that you did get with all your picks, I'll give you that. Kudos. Mikey, Beck, I think eventually will start, but to get Omar Cooper and Surratt on positions that you needed as far as wide receiver. Claire, I don't think will start anytime soon, and Trigg is a throwaway. So for that, I will also give you I'll give you a C+ because Omar Cooper and Surratt, I think, will start in the league come week 1. So there you have it, my friends. Again, those are my grades for the draft. Again, sorry about it taking so long, but yeah. So timeline goes like this. We're in the last week of OTAs. Next month, middle of the month, training camp starts. Then we are a full go all the way through preseason, then first week of September. So I guess as we go along, August, September, stay tuned for updates. We will be more active going into the end of August, into September. Hopefully Mikey will be settled. I know Mikey was moving. Everybody will be a little bit more active on here. And I, again, after dealing with my BS, I'm back. Thank you for your patience with this matter. I'm back, I'm better, and I will be going back to my normal duties and my normal way of making videos. Should something happen, because again, I am working a lot, should I be working or something happen, I should not be working on a Sunday. I know I do work on Saturdays, but again, I should be back to my normal videos with all of your favorites, you know, Fading, Falling Fast, How the Mighty Have Fallen, all that good stuff. Again, sorry for the hiatus, but there's some things with myself that I had to get right. Thank you for your understanding with that matter. Again, I'll say this before I end the video. Guys, don't ignore your health. I hope all of you guys are good. I wish all of you and your families the best. Mikey, good luck with the new job. Cheesehead, don't let Puffy squirt any baby oil on you. You know, Goggles, I hope you and the kids are doing well. Sean, you know, hope everything's going good at the airline. Hope everything is good with you and the family. Commish, again, thank you for everything. Thank you for all that you do. Hope everything is going well with you and Carmen in the house, and you get that stuff taken care of. Kane's gang, hope everything is good with you at the job. Again, you know, for you and the wife, you know, glad all is well there. And Mervin, hope you and the wife are good. And stop drafting all these wide receivers. So there you have it. Your boy's back. Hope you enjoyed the vid. I will see you guys start of the season. Commish out.